Hello, my dear students. Welcome back after the summer break. How are you all? I just hope you all are doing good and you all enjoyed your vacation also. So, children, now your vacations are over and you have to concentrate on studies now. So, a few points I've written here that about your studies. First of all, you will be getting two more assignments, which is the ninth and 10th assignment. Okay, and after the 10th assignment, your exam will commence. Which exam? First term examination will commence. Okay, and the syllabus for first term examination is from first home assignment to 10th home assignment. Whatever we have done from first home assignment to 10th home assignment, you have to learn them all. And submit your remaining assignments as soon as possible. Those who have not completed the assignments, they have to complete the assignment as soon as possible. And after that, as you all know that your first term examination is commencing, and for that you have to collect the answer sheets, and you have to collect the answer sheets from school on 10th of July. Okay, and the timing timing will be 9 a.m. to 10:30 a.m. Okay, and students are compulsory to come. You all have to come along with your parents to collect the answer sheets. Students who will not come, they will not get the answer sheets. Okay, so this was all about the your examination. Okay, so let's start our today's class. Class 4, today we are going to revise chapter number 1 for your first terminal exam. Okay, so in the first term exam I told you that from first assignment till 10th assignment, the syllabus is that. Okay, so the first we are going to revise chapter number 1, that is history, story of the past. So the first question is, what is history? What is history? I told you just now, history, it is the story of the past. Now what is the story of the past? Like in the history, the people, how they lived in the history, how they behaved in history, what kind of art and culture they had in that period, and what were the social and religious activities, okay, they had in that period. Okay, like this, these were uh, the activities. This is the story of the past, and this is called history. Then question number 2 is, when was barter system practiced? Now barter system, you know, when was it practiced? Barter system was practiced when money was not invented. Okay, the barter system was practiced before money was invented. Means today we go to the market to buy anything, we give them money, then they give us the things, okay, in exchange. But before that there was no money, the money was not invented, and that time there was barter system in exchange of anything they used to do. Okay, they used to exchange the goods through the barter system. Okay, after that, means for one good they used to give another good. Okay, like this was called barter system, exchange of goods for goods. Then come to the next point, that there is a question that why do we study history? I have not written here, but I am explaining it to you, and I had given in the earlier assignments also. So the answer for this question is, why do we study history? We study history for many reasons. First of all, just now I told you that it tells us about the lives of the people who lived at that time. Okay, and about their culture, their tradition, their means what they did at the time. Okay, and about the incidents also that took place at that time at different periods of time. Okay, and it also tells us about the lives, I told you, and works and of many great people who worked in the earlier times in history. Many great people, they worked, about them, like rulers and scientists, inventors, quankerers, and these, about them all we come to know. And about for example, Mahatma Gandhi, if we say about Mahatma Gandhi, he inspired many of the people to fight for their rights, but using what? in a non-violent manner. Okay, he taught us to fight for the right, but not by violence, by non-violence. Okay, so this was all about the that why do we study history. One more thing is history also tells us the life of ordinary people, okay, and the life of the early people, okay, and about we in the history only we come to know about the fire, that how the fire was invented, discovered. Okay, now then coming to the third question, what did the freedom fighters of India achieve? Now I told you that many people, great people, they worked in our history. Okay, and they were called freedom fighters also. Few freedom fighters were also there. And what did they achieve? Freedom fighters of India achieve. They fought with the Britishers, but what they achieved? The freedom fighters of India achieved the freedom. They achieved freedom from the British rule that we enjoy today. Okay, there was a rule. The Britishers, they ruled over India for many years. So the freedom fighters, they they achieved the freedom from British rule that we enjoy today. Okay. Then comes the fourth question. How do we come to know about the early Indian civilization? Now there is an early Indian civilization. How do we come to know? How can we know? We cannot see today in today's life. So the discovery of remains. Now when we discovered the remains, like remains means the things that is left, like jewelry, pottery, and seals. When they discovered these things, these remains of these things, this tells us about the lives of the people who lived in that period of early Indian civilization. Then only we come to know about the early Indian civilization. Then the question number fifth is, name the three periods in the Indian history. Now the three periods in the Indian history is ancient period, okay, then second is medieval period, and the third is modern period. Now let us study a small about them. Now the ancient period, this comes after prehistoric time. Prehistoric time is the time before history. Okay, and this thing only, this early Indian civilization, in this time only we come to know about this. And it was after the end of this civilization that the Vedic age began. After ancient civil period, after early Indian civilization, Vedic age began, and during this time, Upanishads were written, Ramayana was written, and Mahabharata was written in ancient period. Then comes medieval period. Now in this period, this is the period between the ancient period and modern period, and this period they saw and rise. They saw the fall and they saw the fall and rise of many dynasties. Okay, and kingdoms also. And in this period only, this period in India, they had flourishing flourishing kingdoms of the Cholas, Pandyas, Chalukyas, uh, Rashtrakuts, and Pallavas. Okay, and in this period only, art and agriculture, art and architecture, it was encouraged. Okay, during this period only. And India, most of India, they came into Mughal rule in medieval period. Okay, then comes the third one, modern period. Now this modern period, it began with the East India Company. Now means in this period, East India Company, they arrived. Now Britishers came as traders in the modern period. They came as traders and they brought new ideas for with them. Okay, they now in this period only, modern period, Britishers came to India as traders and they ruled. They brought new ideas for India, and gradually they ruled over India. Now in that period they built railways and roads, and they also introduced English language, the language that we speak, that we are speaking now, English, that was introduced by those Britishers only. And I told you that slowly and gradually they started ruling India. And after a long time, India won freedom from the British rule, and when on 15th August 1947. Okay, so this was all about the story of the past. So we have completed the revision of chapter number 1. Okay, so you have to write these question answers under the heading revision of lesson number 1, history, story of the past. Let's revise chapter number 2, that is sources of history. Now here for the first question is define the following terms. It is in chapter number 1 also. I did not write but you have to learn. I'm just showing a few of the terms here, how to write and how to revise it. Okay, like carvings. What is the meaning of carvings? Carving means the patterns made by cutting stones or wood. When we cut wood or stone and the different patterns are made, that is called carving. Carving means to give a shape. Okay, then insight. Second is insight, means understanding of something, to understand something. Okay, this is called insight. Then number 3, secular. Secular means not spiritual or religious, related to no religion or not spiritual. Okay, tablets means the tablets are the flat pieces of stones. Have you seen stone? If you see the flat pieces of stone, this one flat one stones, these are called tablets. We can say tablet. Okay, and many more terms are there that you have to revise by yourself. And question number 2 is name some of the archaeological sources and literary sources. As the name is there, chapter name, sources of history. So in this chapter we learned about the sources of history, and mainly there are two sources of history. First is archaeological source and the second is literary source, and one other source is also there, that is oral source. Now the archaeological sources are, now what includes archaeological source? First of all, archaeological source means first of all historians, historians they use buildings, object carvings and other remains. Okay, why they use these things? To get an idea about our history in the absence of written record. When written records were not there, in that case they used to find out the remains, and from those remains they get the ideas about our past. Okay, about our history. So what were the sources of what are the sources of archaeological source? Artifacts, monuments. Monuments means these are large structure like buildings, and artifacts, you all know what are artifacts. These are tools, weapons, pottery, sculpture, etc. These are artifacts. Okay, then coins, you all know about coin, the old one coins in that period in history. Inscriptions means something that are carved on walls, carved on walls or in caves. Okay, this is called inscription, etc. These are the archaeological source. And literary source, literary source means literary source means written text. These are written text. Historical main source of historical knowledge are written text, and literary source are written records. Literary means written records, that was in written. So the written recorded literary sources are literature, that was written in that time. Literature was written. Biographies were written. Biographies means when we write something about means when we write about something. Okay, biographies, stories of people's lives written by someone else. When someone else write the story of any other person. Okay, that is called biographies. And travelogues. Travelogues means writing about travel, to write about travels. Okay, so these are the literary sources. And one more source, I told you there is one more source, that is oral sources. Oral sources means the stories, poems and songs that were passed down by oral one, that we passed down by word of mouth, by speaking from one generation to another generation. This is called oral source. Okay, and old folk tales, stories with morals. Okay, poems and songs about heroes and battles they won. These all tell us something about the past. Now then the third question is who discovered the first Harappan site? Now the first Harappan site, who discovered? The first Harappan sites were discovered by archaeologists. Who archaeologists? Their names. First one was Dr. D.R. Sahni, and the second archaeologist was Dr. R.D. Banerjee, and it was discovered during 1920 to 1921. During this period, it was discovered. Okay. Then the fourth question comes, why do we need to preserve history? Now we need to preserve history because there are many reasons, but I have written only few reasons. First is artifacts have monetary value. Monetary value means money value. Artifacts, I told you that all tools, weapons and all I told you, these have monetary value, money value. Secondly, they provide rich insight into the cultural heritage. Means it tells us something, we understand something about the cultural heritage. Okay. And the third is the monuments are a link to the past. The monuments, the large buildings are there. Okay. Buildings are there. Those buildings are what? These are a link to the past. It was it was built in the past. So we this has okay, these structure, bridges and all monuments, these have they are linked to the past. We are linked to the past through these monuments. So this was all about the sources of history. So today we have revised two lessons, chapter number 1 and chapter number 2. So you have to write like this, like I have written, and send it to me through mail. So that's all for today. Thank you.